Shedeur Sanders faces double trouble as Skip Bayless issues scathing warning amid draft fall and speeding woes. Shedeur Sanders navigates turbulent waters. Shedeur Sanders, the promising young quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, finds himself in a challenging position as he grapples with unexpected setbacks in his early career. The dual challenges of a disappointing draft experience and recent legal troubles have placed a spotlight on the young athlete, raising questions about his future in the NFL. The NFL draft is a pivotal moment for any aspiring football player, and for Sanders, it was particularly disheartening. Hopes were high for the talented quarterback, yet he experienced a surprising drop in selection that caught many analysts off guard. This unexpected turn not only affects his immediate career trajectory, but also places added pressure on him to prove his worth on the field. Despite the disappointment, Sanders remains a young player with immense potential, and the journey ahead could still lead to significant achievements. Legal troubles on the road. In addition to the draft fallout, Sanders has recently faced legal issues, specifically 2 speeding citations. These incidents have raised eyebrows and sparked discussions about his decision-making both on and off the field. While it's easy to criticize a young player for such missteps, it's crucial to remember that Sanders is still in the formative stages of his career and personal growth. The road to maturity in the NFL is often fraught with challenges, and how he navigates these obstacles will be pivotal for his development as a player and individual. Criticism from the media amidst these challenges. Media personalities like Skip Bayless have not held back in their critiques. Bayless issued a stark warning to Sanders, cautioning him against the pitfalls that can accompany fame and success in the NFL. Such commentary emphasized the importance of discipline and focus, especially for a young player who is still learning to balance the demands of professional football with the realities of life outside the game. While some may view these warnings as harsh, they served as a reminder of the scrutiny that comes with being in the public eye. Looking ahead, as Shedeur Sanders continues to navigate these turbulent waters, the key will be his ability to learn and grow from these experiences. The NFL is not just a test of physical ability, but also a crucible for character development. With the right mindset and support, Sanders can transform these challenges into opportunities for growth, both on the field and in his personal life. The coming months will be crucial as he seeks to silence doubters and establish himself as a formidable presence in the league. For most young quarterbacks, draft night is the culmination of a lifelong dream. For Shedeur Sanders, it was something else entirely. A roller coaster ride that began with red carpet swagger and ended with a whisper rather than a bang. Once considered a top 5 prospect, Shedeur watched as pick after pick passed him by, slipping deep into the first round amid swirling doubts and growing speculation. And then came the speeding ticket. News broke just days before the draft that Sanders had been cited for driving nearly 90 mph in a 55 zone near downtown Boulder. A minor offense, perhaps. But in the media echo chamber of professional sports, even a speeding ticket can become a narrative grenade. And no one knows how to pull the pin better than Skip Bayless. On the morning after the draft, Bayless wasted no time firing off what he called a message from reality to the young quarterback. Shedeur Sanders is walking into the NFL with red flags waving in both hands. He shouted on Undisputed, slamming the desk with righteous fury. One hand's got entitlement, the other's holding a speeding ticket, and both spell trouble for the team that just bet their future on him. The team in question? The Cleveland Browns. Football's Bermuda Triangle for quarterbacks, a place where promise goes to disappear. First, he slips in the draft because GMs saw through the flash and glitz, Skip continued. And we find out he's channeling Vin Diesel on the highway a few days before the biggest job interview of his life? That's not just immaturity, that's arrogance. That's a problem. Social media responded with its usual mix of outrage, memes, and disbelief. One user posted, Shedeur hasn't even thrown a pass yet, and Skip's already writing his ESPN documentary. Another wrote, speeding ticket? Draft fall? Skip's acting like Shedeur robbed the bank while throwing interceptions? But behind the sarcasm, the stakes are real. Shedeur Sanders isn't just a rookie quarterback. He's the son of Deion Primetime Sanders, and that means every misstep is a headline. Every fumble is an indictment. Every speeding ticket becomes a symbol of attitude rather than just a mistake. The fall Shedeur's draft slide shocked many. At Colorado, he was electric, smart in the pocket, unflappable under pressure, and undeniably marketable. But he carried himself like a pro even as a junior, delivering game-winning drives and viral moments with equal ease. But whispers from scouts hinted at concerns behind the scenes. Too flashy, too media-driven, lacks NFL grit. A single ticket wouldn't have derailed most prospects, but combined with his persona and social media presence, it gave critics like Bayless ammunition. He's Hollywood in a hard hat league, Skip jabbed. And Cleveland's going to find out fast. Swagger doesn't beat the Ravens. The warning. Bayless ended his diatribe with what he called a scathing but necessary warning. Cleveland is not Instagram. The NFL is not a runway. If Shedeur thinks he can prime time his way out of a defensive blitz, he's in for a rude, painful awakening. The media isn't his enemy, but accountability might be. It was harsh. It was dramatic. And it was pure Skip. Double trouble or double fuel. But while Bayless shouted, Shedeur stayed cool. In his first press conference as a Brown, he addressed both the draft fall and the ticket with unexpected calm. I made a mistake with the speeding. That's on me. I own it, he said, meeting questions head on. As for the draft, all I needed was one team to believe in me. I'm not mad I fell. I'm motivated. The contrast was striking. Skip's firestorm versus Shedeur's ice-cold composure. Coach Kevin Stefanski backed his new QB immediately. We didn't draft Shedeur for the headlines. We drafted him because he's a leader, a worker, and he wins. Mistakes happen, we move forward. Still, it's hard to deny the pressure. The Browns are banking on Sanders to succeed where so many before him have failed. And with his father's name stitched into every storyline, there's little room for slow starts or growing pains. Bayless versus the next generation, at the heart of this drama, isn't just one quarterback. It's a clash of eras. Bayless, the old-school voice of hard-nosed football grit, represents a generation suspicious of social media stars and fashion-forward athletes. Shedeur Sanders, dripped out in designer chains and confidence, represents the future. Unapologetic, polished, and digitally fluent. This isn't just about football. It's about what a modern quarterback should look like. Can you be both the face of a franchise and an influencer? Can you post from a private jet on Tuesday and read coverages on Sunday? Bayless says no. Shedeur says, watch me.